We have a jam-packed episode today.
Sorry, that's the worst thing you've ever said.
Well, this is breaking news to me. I haven't heard anything about this.
Quick story time.
I had that freaking near fatal collapse. You didn't.
And in our morning announcements today, aside from Daniel's new chatbot, aside from our podcasting app announcements, Daniel had a couple more headlines that we did not get to fit into the show, but I think it's relevant. This is where I told you we need to add another segment. I think we have to add a segment, rapid fire headlines, to start each show.
It does. And so what just happened in Costa Rica, which is kind of interesting. So we go through a lot of weird news, trying to keep up and trying to get outside of the mainstream garbage that we're constantly being fed. Yeah. But there was a drug smuggling cat in Costa Rica in the prison, and people are putting like cocaine on its back and all kinds of other drugs to get inside the prison. The cat is. So,
I'm not going to lie. That's kind of genius.
That is super genius.
That's next level criminal, but...
The last time when they just caught it, the cat had 230 grams of marijuana, 67 grams of crack cocaine, and inside of two packages.
What?
Yeah, that was this month.
This is a half cat, half mule?
And this cat, they've caught it multiple times. Come in and out. Yeah. So
what are you going to do? You going to really jail a cat up?
At that point, you have to.
It's crazy, right?
That is crazy, but relevant. Did you also see the headline? And this is also not in the show agenda, but they shut down the El Paso airport.
Yes, I did see that.
Because everyone's like, this has never happened since 9/11. They've never done this. This is a major airport, top 25 city in the country. Did you see why they shut it down? They shut it down because of Cartel drones. Yeah. Cartel drones.
Well, I saw another theory that they found some ancient technology. And they...
Yes!
I mean... Yes! Because that was one of the reasons they would shut it down, too, is if they found some type of discovery that would close the airspace.
So I see. This is why I love and hate the internet. Everything that happens, stuff comes out like that.
I'm not kidding you. That's one of the things that scares the shit out of me is pardon my language, that is when we take off on an airplane is getting shot down by an anti-aircraft missile. I don't know why.
Do you remember when that happened? Was it? No. That
was
happened
in New York.
Oh, what?
Remember
in the U.S.?
So they had a plane in New York. This is back in like 2000. Boy, I can't remember. It was 2003, 2, somewhere in there. And I was watching. Was it CNET? I was watching CNET, and they talked about on the radar this plane that went down into the whatever
Hudson Bay,
somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere it was like that. But they said on the radar. This is at night. The radar saw a blink, 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 and matched up with the plane. Never heard about it again on the news again. Never heard about it on the news. I heard this.
So what happened to the plane? Did everyone die?
Crashed and burned. Yeah, everybody died. Went into the drink. Yeah.
Well, I have never heard of that. But
really?
No, we might have to do a deep dive into that.
Yeah.
The one I was thinking of was the Ukrainian plane. It was either a Ukrainian plane or a Russian plane. You guys remember that?
Oh yes.
Was it the 2014 Crimea timeframe or shortly after? I think it was before this current conflict in Ukraine. But there was a plane that got shot down by I'm pretty sure it was an anti-aircraft missile.
I think it was Putin because who was on the plane?
Yes, there was a lot of
someone important.
That was a different one. That was the guy, the head of the military, the big military there. I can't remember what they call it. It's like a contract military in Russia.
Oh, yes.
And he was trying to basically pull a coup.
Oh, what is his name?
And shortly after, he gets on a plane. And
that's right.
Yes.
And then afterwards, Putin was just like, oh, whoops, that's sad to hear it. It's like, whoa, dude, you just killed that guy.
And everybody else.
And you
erased them from their lives. Done. Checked out. That is wild.
And this is pretty relevant, though, with a lot of the stuff we were talking about and a lot of the stuff that's in the news right now with the Epstein stuff and just the shadiness of governments and heads of the world.
Well, I mean, if someone was going to do something, this drone defense is a big problem. This is a giant problem. So one of the big things that takes down an aircraft is bird strikes.
Yep.
Right? So bird strikes is a big problem. Now, if you guys, I don't know, have you seen any of these drone shows that they're doing nowadays?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy. And do you see how unison they can do that?
It's terrifying.
Imagine getting into like a terrorist's hands and they throw up a drone defense in front of an aircraft, right? And it's just ingesting all of these drones into the turbines.
Well, have you seen the mothership? The Chinese mothership?
No.
Oh, for the drones when they do their shows?
Oh, yes.
So, well, and the rumor is that because this came out in like 2020, and then the big rebuke to it was the because China supplies a lot of military towards India and I think Pakistan. And their stuff half the time when they try and launch it into the other person's backyard, it doesn't explode. It doesn't, or it explodes off when they try and shoot it off. So it's like, can China really do this? But it was this mothership that was like the biggest plane of all time that carried, hundreds of thousands of drones, but it moved so slow and it wasn't like a B-2 bomber. So it's like, yeah, nice try, but we're going to see that thing coming.
Yep.
It's terrifying. But I don't even know where, like, there's so much to cover here. We're jumping right
I know,
into this.
we're way off topic now.
That's all right. Back to the planes. I'm already terrified of planes is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I hate flying. I hate flying. I
hate
do.
flying.
And it's stuff like that. There's so many variables when you go and fly a plane. There's the mechanics. There's the stewards. There's the pilots. There's the baggage handlers. There's so many variables at play, and all it takes is one person to show up and have a bad day. So I will go down these rabbit holes, and I don't know why I do this, but they're like the other nights. Well, that's probably a couple weeks ago now, but I've been down a YouTube rabbit hole in the KHL, listening to stories about the Russian hockey league, the professional hockey league.
Yeah.
And in like 2014, I don't know if you guys remember this, there was a whole team that died in a plane crash. An entire team in Russia died. And one of the guys used to play for the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, I do
Pavel
remember that.
Demitra. They died. That plane crashed because of pilot error. They have two different planes that have very similar brake pedals, and one of them, it's very easily mistaken. He had his foot on the brake while he was trying to take off, and that's how the plane crashed because they took off and didn't have a speed. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know.
He never hit V1. Oh my gosh.
See, this is how we're starting the show. Just giving me anxiety.
So I used to be. For anyone that doesn't know, I used to be an aircraft mechanic at Northwest.
This is why it's important. You have a very inside view.
I used to be A&P.
And I used to be in the air traffic control. So yes, this is not like out of nowhere. But yes, you have a close up.
I've seen stuff. I mean, I'll tell you what, this is not to scare people because I don't want to do that. But I'll tell you one thing that I can personally firsthand tell you, there are a lot more close calls than you think that happened. Things that happen, even planes landing without landing gear. And that happened that you never hear on the news, but they're happening out there. It's happening. Shoot, I just came back from Florida, and we had to do an emergency landing because we had smoke in the cabin.
What?
Yeah, there was smoke in the cabin.
On your plane?
On my plane, yeah, on my plane.
Did you land in Minneapolis, or did you land somewhere else?
We were flying we flew into Orlando. When we landed, all the fire trucks are there and blah, 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 and they make you stop there, and they, ladder up and that. And then the ambulance came in, and the pilot, they had to take the pilot away because he was like having a nervous panic attack.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. By the paramedics did.
This is recent?
This is like in the last 3 weeks of my life.
I know I've told you guys this story, but I'll tell it again, and I'm pretty sure I've told it on the old show. But I had a similar situation. Thankfully, we didn't take off, but it was the day I was leaving for basic training, and smoke started filling up the cockpit as we were taxiing. And I'm like, what's going on? This is not good. This is not good. And then they called the flight off. They're like, we got to cancel the flight. There's smoke in the cabin. We got to make sure we got everything right before we take off. So we're going to delay the flight. Then we had to stay a whole nother night. So I'm literally leaving for basic training. And I'm like, this is a sign. God's giving me a sign. Don't go to basic training. This is it. This is it.
I'm going AWOL.
Yeah. So I had to sit the whole night. I don't even think I slept. Be like, oh yeah, hopefully that's probably the same plane that we're getting on tomorrow morning. Anyways, yeah.
Man.
So.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to scare people. I want to start telling stories, but
we could go forever, I'm sure, but I'm sure those will come out as the show progresses. But to leave this at rest, it's pretty safe. It's pretty safe to fly.
It is pretty safe. It actually is pretty safe. I wouldn't get on a plane if it wasn't safe.
Yes. Very few people die when they fly a plane. Very few. So
you used to be a paratrooper? You're like, yeah. Why is that? You're jumping out perfectly good airplanes. Be like, no, those are Air Force airplanes. Not perfectly good.
Yeah. Don't even get me on those planes. Anyways,